That's what Jerry and David will be talking about.
Yeah, I tried to sign up for it too. It's just too far. It would have been like a 40-minute drive there, 40-minute drive back. I was like, I want to do it. I don't even care about the money. I just wanted to do it for like I wanted to get tested. I wanted to see like what my metrics was. I wanted to see before and after. I wanted all that stuff and just to be able to do it with like the experts. And then all of a sudden, when they didn't call back, I was like, damn, maybe I should call them. And I looked up the place, and it's just at like 45 minutes away. And it was at like noon, like not even 5 o'clock traffic. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be driving an hour back and forth for this. Oh, boys, but we are here and we are back. It's week 10 of the NFL. We got a crazy Thursday night football, Ravens, Bengals that we got to talk about. It went down to the wire, or literally down to the wire, last play type shit. And of
Like,
course, we're gonna make our picks and predictions, ending the show with our best, our locks and our dogs. Kev, if anyone saw last week, Kev won last week. So I gotta get my shit together because I got cooked. I actually went negative this week. So let's get this show on the road. I'm Paul. Pick a winning contra. If y'all are watching, give us a thumbs up down below and drop a comment along the way. And I'm always joined with.
hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev Waterboy Support, aka the Dom P. aka the realest on your screen. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching these fucking highlights and I get so upset at the fucking Ravens secondary because the way Jamar Chase just tore these motherfuckers alive for 3 quarters straight.
See the if you're watching the highlights, you're probably missing the best part. There was a fan in the stand because the Bengals were cooking them early. It was like a 14-7 at halftime, but the Ravens had, I want to say, had like two or three and outs in the first half, like just quick drives. And there was a fan in the stand in Baltimore who was just cussing their asses out. Like, what the fuck are y'all
Oh, I
doing?
seen that.
Run the fucking ball. And then, of course, they start listening to what the fuck the fan is saying. They start scoring some shit. They start piecing some drives together. They start forcing some turnovers. And I was like, this fan is the reason that this team is turning around right.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta listen to the old guy and understand the big dog. But nah, bro, that game was fucking insane. So I thought I fell asleep. I actually didn't. I stopped to go watch some anime. But that's a funny story. But this game was fucking insane. Like I couldn't imagine me watching this game and just all you would hear every 10 seconds is what the fuck? Like this man Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow locked in so crazy. And they lost. Like that shit is crazy how that game went down. That definitely was a Thursday night fucking heater. And it was everything we fucking still build it up for. And if you're a Raven fan, like Shannon Sharp is, them boys just swept the Bengals in probably two of the best games of the year.
Yeah, some statistic where it's like a quarterback throws over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, less than like they start throwing like these really good stats out. Offense puts up 30 plus points. This a quarterback has only had this statistic. Like a quarterback that had this statistic over 200 times has only lost twice, and both of them were Joe Burrow. One was week 5 this year, one was week 9, week 10 this year against both against.
So,
It was just like he has like these crazy good performances. Not saying Lamar didn't either, because Lamar made a couple plays where it was just like, yeah, that's a play only Lamar Jackson can make. Like the run to the I don't know if he scored the rushing touchdown or at least got to the 1 yard line. I think he got to the 1 yard line, but it was like
yeah,
and it was just like creeping, tiptoeing on the sideline. Like, yeah, I know Josh Allen's fast and stuff too. Like I know these are Jalen Hurts, but it's just like his footwork is something of a receiver. Like when he runs, he doesn't look like a quarterback running, but he looks like a wide receiver loose in the field, a running back loose in the field, and the footwork is just nasty.
facts, facts, fucking facts. But yeah, that game was fucking phenomenal. So, how did you feel about the 2 point conversion?
I Hindsight's 2020, so I actually won't get on the ass. The more I talked about it out loud before we started, the more I was like, yeah, hindsight's 2020. Because if they score that, I'm sitting here like, yeah, that's what you got to do. Like your offense is cooking. You don't want to let Lamar and them get the ball. Don't go to overtime. Go win it right then and there. But they didn't win it right then and there. So of course it's gonna be like, oh, that's a terrible. Like, what the fuck were you doing? You're fucking stupid. Justin Tucker's missing extra points. You don't even have to worry about the field goal, shit like that. I just think it kind of sucks to be a Bengals fan because y'all are fucking 4-6, and it's like two losses to the Ravens that were like this close, and y'all are like 6-4,
And don't
sitting
forget that
pretty,
loss to the Chiefs when they literally gave the ball to him for the
gave it
strip
to them.
sack.
It's like y'all have literally because y'all are one of the most talented teams. Like there's some teams that you're sitting there like 6-4, and you're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. We'll beat y'all in the playoffs. It might like if the Bengals are really hoping and clinging to making the playoffs because they're so talented, and it shows. Like they're literally an extra point away from tying this up. If they go for two and they lose it, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, if you played him against fantasy football, let us know down below. I know in one of my leagues I did, he dropped 55 on me, and
That shit is crazy.
I'm probably gonna get
Nah,
in that league.
that shit is crazy. But I think I got Rashard Bateman. He's going to Nashville tip fan. But that I just keep looking back at this motherfucker, the way he torched the secondary. And the secondary I felt like made plays and was low key the reason why they didn't lose. Because they got the turnover. So like, I don't know, man. That fucking game was probably one of the best things niggas have seen in a minute. And I just hope that we can see this game one more time in the playoffs. So we'll see how the Bengals do it, man.
Well, Kyle Hamilton asked, well, I was talking with a little repercussions before we move on to the week slate. But Kyle Hamilton's hurt. I'm not sure how much he's gonna miss. Tre'Davious White, who they traded for, I'm not sure if he played this week against. I hope he didn't play. It was a short week against the Bengals. Like Jamar Chase, if Jamar Chase will have anyone looking silly, let alone a corner that just got there in a couple of days. But Tre'Davious White's good backup, like former All Pro, so maybe the secondary can look a little bit better. And then for Kyle Hamilton, if he's out for a few weeks, that's a huge blow for the Ravens.
That shit is hurtful. But they'll figure it out, man. I think the team's resilient. And as long as they run this motherfucking ball, I didn't even check to see Derrick Henry's stats in this game.
Oh, Derrick Henry was bottled up. He had a touchdown.
Yeah.
It was that 1 yard touchdown, but the Bengals defense came like secondary. It was kind of getting cooked by Zay Flowers second half, and Mark Andrews came alive in the second half. But Derrick Henry was bottled. Like they were hitting, like they were not afraid of Derrick Henry. Like they were actually like hitting Derrick Henry. There was a couple of plays where I saw Derrick Henry actually get like popped, and like he was the one falling backwards after the hit. I was like, oh, they came.
Damn, not Derrick.
Yeah, they came to
Damn,
hit Derrick Henry.
they came ready to fuck him up. So respect to this team, man. I also agree with the decision to go for it. Just like MMA, sometimes you don't want to let this go to the judges. But the shit is scary because it's man, Jamar Chase was open on the play. And I'm just like, that's insane.
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't have enough time. And
It's,
Chase Brown,
we saw that
bro,
in the Super Bowl.
and Chase Brown, I mean, I drafted Chase Brown late in so many leagues, but I cut him for like waiver wire, like, oh, this guy might be good for a week to week. And now here I am, like, damn, Chase Brown. If I would have held like Chase Brown right now is eating in fantasy. He's the receiving back, he's the three down back. He fumbled the ball, and I was like, oh, he's going in the doghouse. Khalil Herbert, who they traded for before trade deadline, probably didn't get some touches. Very first play of the next drive, Chase Brown, nice little 10-yard run. I was like, oh no, Chase Brown's gonna be their running back. Like, this is their guy.
Bro, I've been saying this since week 3. Why? Because I have Zach Moss.
Oh yeah, he's done. But a good game, 35-34. This is probably gonna be the best Thursday night game we'll see all year. So if y'all watched it, savor. If you didn't watch it, you missed out. Because boy, that was a good one.
I don't know. Don't forget about the Falcons Bucks. That was a pretty good Thursday night.
That was a good one. Holds a special place in my heart.
Who
Then we got Sunday where we're getting up 9:30 in the morning, Cap. We're going to Germany.
getting up at 9:30? Who getting up at nine
Oh,
thirty?
they said 2 million people were in that queue for that game over in Germany, bro.
How many bots you think that was?
There probably is a few, but I know that they're selling out just because it's football in Germany.
So I heard the Pat McAfee show said a lot of German fans go to the London games. So like, I just think it's an asshole. It was an asshole move of the NFL to bring them boys out. They said there are a lot of niggas making fucking World War II jokes on Reddit. I ain't gonna repeat them, but them boys was going in. They were going in already.
This is reparations for what them boys did back in the 40s. They saying back in the day.
They said, bro, you walk into the fucking schedule maker's office, you see nothing but Jewish names.
Yeah, no, but they said we said also they said, can we get a good game? And they said, shut the fuck up. We're gonna give y'all Panthers versus Giants. 9:30 in
Yeah.
the morning. Y'all better fucking be there.
You had the Wiener Schnitzel.
Have the wiener schnitzel and have the hemoglobins or whatever the fuck they have a word for the beer that's kind of gangster. I like it.
I bet you is because they
But
probably got some
Kev,
decent beer over there.
I don't care who you're picking. I already think I know who you're picking because actually I don't know because one of these teams actually came out and shocked the world last week. We tried to tell some people. Um,
That nigga had 173 yards and a touchdown.
hey, but they got Big Chubbard and they extended Big Chubbard. He got like five. He got like a good little 15 million a year type of contract.
Where else would they pay? Who else would they pay?
That's true. They did
Not the
trade away
coach.
all the other talent. Well, we gotta get this game. We got the Panthers taking on the Giants. Panthers 6.5 point dogs, technically at home, but it is in Germany. But 6.5 point dogs here, Kev. Um, do you believe in a little bit of that Panther magic here? The
Fuck
Giants.
no.
For sure. Someone said.
What?
I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. So someone said, "Man, the Panthers are just playing just to get every coach fired this year."
Yeah, I'm about to say they're on a fucking tour right now.
Yeah,
That's the
this could
one
be the
thing.
next stop of the world. This is the world tour if they do it here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Daniel Jones and the boys are not good, even a little bit. I just think that Saints offense last week was atrocious. The way that they could, and they still almost won. Like Chris Olave got put in the hospital within the first like 15 plays. Like
Yeah, it was bad. That
this,
was
they just ran into, and they did not expect to win that game. And everybody was like, Bryce Young, he's had his best game yet. And I was like, I really hope not. Because he only had 173 yards and a touchdown ball. Like,
it's
there
decision
was
making,
nothing.
bro. It's decision. He's making better decisions back. He's seeing the
Oh,
whole field. He's not just
oh,
looking left or right. He's looking left and right.
oh, if Desmond Ritter came with those numbers, we would count him.
Yeah, I know, man. The Desmond Ritter experience feels so long ago right now. And you're not
Motherfucker,
wrong. I can't. There's no way. I almost picked the Panthers last week. I didn't do it, but there's no way they're winning two in a row. Like that's a little too much for the Panthers plate right now. The Giants at least are a football team. I feel like they can still bring it every now.
Bruh, if these motherfuckers lose this game, they're literally gonna look at their coaches like that. Don't even hop on
Oh yeah, the ball's cooked. If they
them.
lose
Yeah,
this game, the ball's not coming back to America as a New York Giants coach.
but they might get his passport revoked. Kid. They might, them boys got fucking motion like that. Like they're not
Yeah,
going
they
for that.
look at
So
the Germany and be like, y'all want a good game next year. Y'all make sure Brian DeBall don't come back to America.
that shit is crazy. But yeah. So I'm going Giants. I'm expecting this defense and the pass rush, which is their only fucking thing. These motherfuckers only have one interception, and I was looking into what the interception was. It was a batted pass from the defense for the D line.
But JC Horn has been blocking shit. I will give JC Horn that.
No, I'm talking about the Giants.
Oh, Giants defense. Oh yeah, yeah. No, their secondary is completely bad.
Yeah, so I do expect them to try the Panthers to try something, and this may be the game they get an interception on their own merit.
Then we're going. Where are we going? Let's go over here real quick. We're going to New Orleans, Kev, where the Saints are three and
Okay,
a half point home dogs to your Falcons coming into town. Who right now you can't tell the Falcons shit. They right
you
now
love a
just
home dog,
knocking
homie.
motherfuckers off.
You love a home dog, don't you?
I don't love this home dog. Not a home dog with cheese. They can keep that shit over there in its dome. Kirko bangs. That's very. I just this is like victory laps. Every win is a victory lap. I feel like for me and you, even though that's not my quarterback, I've always been a big captain fan, and no one can ever tell me otherwise. And seeing him beat up on this Saints game, and the Saints they got rid of Lattimore. Derek Carr is probably the most wanted man in New Orleans right now. Um, yeah, after Dennis Allen got the boot, now all eyes are on Derek Carr. I'm telling you, I saw people say, "Give me the Glock and give me some Chrome Heart jeans, and I'll take care of Carr for you." Like they're not playing with Derek Carr. Like
These Lions, these Lions got to
that's
chill.
not my word. That's Twitter word. I apologize. That's a little offensive out there. A little strong, if you ask me. So some
Nah,
football
nah.
boys.
Give me the Chrome Heart jeans, kid. I got you.
And do y'all get the free thug boost?
That boy Thug is free.
Do y'all think he's
So
gonna, they're bumping Thug in the locker room? Kirk Cousins is going bar for bar right now. You think they like that's the vibes?
I think the Saints team is probably going to play better than they because it was a close game last game. Young Ho Koo had to kick the game winning field goal.
Yeah.
So I do actually expect the Saints players like I don't expect them the first two quarters to kind of come in here like, man, fuck that coach, fuck that team, fuck Derek Carr. We finna come in and we finna do our thing, and then they're gonna realize they still have Derek Carr and they have an even worse coach. So and they're
I
also
don't even know
missing
who
their
got
best
bumped up
corner.
into head coach position.
Right, Dennis Allen feels like he was like a coach that got bumped up this whole time. Like ever since Sean, even though he's been holding it down since Sean Payne left, he just feels like a bumped up coach this whole time. I feel like Todd Bowles separated himself from Bruce Arians and shit, while Dennis
Fuck
Allen
it.
just felt like a bumped up coach.
Fuck it. Give Taysom Hill the clipboard. Let that boy call the
Right.
plays this game.
He might have to get some reps in at quarterback if Derek Carr sticks the shit up. So, because what you finna put in Spencer Rattler?
Fuck no. Spencer Rattler's not touching the field again.
So yeah, so like it's gonna be very interesting. I expect our team to kind of put the thing on him and by the third quarter make him quit. So that way we can kind of coast this thing and then get ready for next week.
Yeah, no, I just think all vibes is out on the Saints. They traded away marquee player, bro. I even see even Bucks fans were like giving a salute to Marshawn Lattimore on the way out. Like, we'll never get to see them one on ones again. Like,
Now I don't know, kid. They probably gonna put him on a team that they probably go get back at it. But you know what's funny? Remember Lee Hakusho when that nigga Cool Bar visits Houston?
yeah,
I see the clip talking about the Bucks, Mike Evans' Cool Bar. So you can't just fucking leave.
damn. No, bro, there's all the all the fades throughout the year. They're just like, damn, like this is gonna be. We used to be Canes. No, but the vibes are out. Like, y'all rid of the best player. You're fired, coach. Usually, I'm all for the head, like get a head coach, new head coach bump. Y'all gonna no fuck the old guy. We didn't like him, but I don't think this is like Alvin Kamara was in trade rumors before they extended him. Derek, they didn't get rid of him, but Lattimore is out the door. Can't what's the jit's name? Cameron or whatever the defensive lineman. He didn't want to go back to the locker room last game. He was about to go to the street. He about to go into his car wearing fucking his home uniform still. Like he was not going back to the locker room. Derek Carr is the most wanted man in New Orleans. Uh, someone said, what did they say? Someone said that if AJ Terrell picks off Derek Carr, that yeah, come jump up in the stands with us. We got you, big dog. Like they were like all like they were like fuck Derek Carr, like and like come celebrate with us, big dog in the dome. Like, it was all for it. Yeah, I just think they're done, bro. I think this is the last game where we'll see a spread that's only like 3 points. After this game, when y'all come and put up a 30 on them and it looks ugly, they're gonna turn into the Panthers. Like, okay, because they only got 2 wins also, but no one's giving them. Like the Panthers just beat them, and no one's talking about the Saints are dead. They're talking about the Panthers dead.
2 wins in the first 2 games.
Yeah, and then everything died since. So yeah, going big on the Falcons. Also, I'm starting 2 tight ends in my fantasy. I got Kyle Pitts and Kate Otten. I got to just keep me one. Chiefs Broncos 8 point spread. Oh, 7.5 point spread now, a little bit closer. Chiefs undefeated 8-0. Broncos 5-4. Champagne can maybe ruin the Chiefs run here, but Chiefs absolutely dominate the fucking Bronco. Let me see. Patrick Mahomes versus Broncos. Yeah, 12-1 against the Broncos all time. He was, I want to say 12-0 or 11-0. Yeah, his last meeting was is when they lost earlier this year. Or not this year, last year. So yeah, 12-1. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid against this Broncos team. I know it's Sean Payton and Bo Nixon them, and I know they're not looking like the best offense, but I don't give a fuck. Like, they actually own this team. I'm riding the trend that always keeps giving.
I mean, +8 is fair. 7.5 is very fair with the spread. I just think the Broncos defense is gonna make shit interesting, of course, because that's what they do. And but as long as Pat Mahomes and them take care of the ball, don't do a bunch of extra crazy shit, and they roll it, they're gonna win a close game. Probably like 15-10 type vibes. You know these boys can come back in 7 out of their 8 games.
No, I didn't know that they're trailing.
Bro, they were trailing against the Bucks. They had to go win it in overtime. Like
They're
this
trailing
team
against
is
the Raiders.
bro, this team is gonna motherfucking find a way to be losing at some point in this game to come back.
Oh no, yeah, no. I do think that the Broncos covered this spread because they're the Chiefs are kings of not covering spreads, big spreads at least. But the 12-1 is just domination.
Facts.
Then we got on one of the first few close games. Commanders are 2.5 point favorites at home with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Russell Wilson, TJ Watt, and them boys coming into town. Um, got the vet versus the rookie Jaden Daniels. Do we continue to see Jaden Daniels and them boys roll? They will be out without Brian Robinson Jr., but he's missed a couple games already. Austin Eckler will continue to be the starting running back for the Commanders. Other than that, everything seems to be both these teams are exactly who we well, not who we thought, but exactly the same. No big injuries to worry about.
And that's gonna be the downfall for the fucking Steelers. They get to play a perfectly comfortable team, healthy defense that's gonna expose Russell Wilson egg. But I don't think the Commanders'
Damn.
defense is amazing. I just don't expect the Steelers' offense to play well in this game. I think the Steelers' defense is going to bottle up the run and is going to force Jaden Daniels and the boys to make a play. But it's going to be one of those games where they score 17 and the Steelers' offense can't score more than 14, and that's how they get the dub.
So I kind of got this the opposite. I think I like the Steelers here winning, and that defense. I think this is not saying Washington hasn't played good defenses because they definitely have. The Ravens or Bears, even the Browns. You can say were good defense, even though they still have Watson at quarterback, so it didn't matter. Um, they played well in those games. Don't get me wrong. But I think the Steelers defense is very physical. Jane Daniels still, you can say he's not hurt, but he's still a rib injury lingers. I like their defense to kind of hold them. 17 points. I think that's all I see the Commanders getting here. And whereas I think we like a 24-17 game, Steelers win, close game throughout, but Russ and that fucking moon ball, we were gonna see it again. George Pickens, I think, is gonna have a pretty good game, and Joey Porter Jr., the corner. He doesn't get a lot of love. You probably hear his name every now and then, but the Steelers has a pretty solid young lot. I don't know if he's a rookie or second year. I believe he's a rookie. Could be second year, but he's been playing really good, and I expect him to be seeing Terry for most of this game. So that's a matchup I'm gonna be watching. I think he's gonna be able to hold his own. He's shown that, like, yeah, he's not letting up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's gonna definitely come down to coaching. I like to see what offense that boy what's old buddy used to be the Cardinals coach, Pat Mahomes college coach.
Kingsbury.
Cliff. I like that boy
This is
Cliff.
what I was looking for.
Cliff to scheme something up for this team because he's seen the Steelers a few times.
This is the that 25-6 is Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks. Third
Oh fuck.
third best again since 1950, only behind Don Shula and Hank Stram. And then since drafting TJ Watt, them boys are 10-2 against rookie quarterbacks.
Oh, it's gonna be a game. Say less. I'm done talking.
Then we got the Vikings taking on the Jaguars. I thought it was going to be a decent game, but Trevor Lawrence is going to be out and could potentially have season-ending surgery. And this is why they did go out and get Mac Jones. Um, there are some Jags fans out there like, hey, don't sleep on Mac Jones. He's good for that one game. But I don't think that if it was a different team, I could see that one game bump with Mac Jones come in and surprise some people. But you got some injured wide receivers still. Even though Brian Robinson, even though Brian Thomas is going to play, they're still banged up at the receiver. No Christian Kirk, and you're going against Brian Flores' defense. I just don't see Mac Jones stepping up to the fucking table against that defense.
Not 1,000%. Yeah, I heard about the Mac Jones thing. I thought that was just like a word on the street. They picked up an extra guy type shit. I didn't know Trevor Lawrence was thinking about finishing out the closing down the season. So that's not good at all for them boys. I mean, if they were playing against like the Panthers or the Giants, I'd be like, oh yeah, Mac Jones, that one game. And against the best, one of the top five, if not top three defenses in the league right now, and probably the best defensive mind in the league right now. Yeah, we definitely taking the Vikings to hold it down. That's just a huge spread. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It was a PCL injury. I can't remember. It might be a lateral or labral tear. He's considering having surgery. Could play through it. I'm pretty sure if they lose this game, he takes that surgery because you're 2-8. Season's almost over. Yeah, no, but give me the Vikings. Vikings, boy, one of my parlay teams I'm gonna have this week. Then we got Buccaneers, 6.5 point dogs at home, taking on the 49ers. Bucks still banged up, taking on a 49ers team that just came off the bye. Oh, and Christian McCaffrey might be playing. He's actually looking to play this week.
I actually did hear that. So that's good. I can probably activate that guy from my IR.
You can find all McCaffrey owners can activate him off the IR. Jordan Mason owners, I will say hold him just in case. You never know.
Never fucking know.
Uh,
But oh
Bucks
damn,
have
that
shown they're
changes
still
a
feisty though.
yeah, that changes a lot. Because I mean, the I'm not really stressing anybody trying to run all over the Bucks defense because Vita Vea and the boys, Levante David and all them boys have kind of been holding it down running. And then Todd Bowles and that defensive coordinator, they've always shown that they got that chemistry. So even with Christian McCaffrey come back, I'm not expecting him to go crazy. But if they use him in the receiving game, that could be a definite benefit. And Brock Purdy's always most comfortable when all his favorite weapons are around him when he's in the shotgun. So I'm got the 49ers to play well. I think this could be a scary game for the defense because Baker does like to randomly throw 3, 4 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised if he's top two or top three in the league in passing touchdowns right now. But I still got the 49ers though.
Yeah, I got 49ers. If they weren't coming off the bye, I think this could be a lot closer. But coming off a whole week with Shanahan's off, he's one of those elite minds in the game where you give them an extra week to be able to prepare, and they can't look over any team, especially like they might look past this Bucks team. No, they're not looking past this Bucks team. They're fucking 4-4 right now. They need everyone that they can get. The Bucks match up pretty bad against tight ends. Who's the best tight end in the league right now? George Kittle. Um,
Mhm.
the Bucks are not that good against receiving running backs. If Christian McCaffrey plays, that's a fucking nightmare matchup for him. And Brock Purdy has secretly stacked together. I mean, he had a couple interceptions in that second game, but he also ran in 2 touchdowns. So he's secretly putting up some like crazy good fantasy numbers. And I know fantasy's not real life, but yeah, that's all just to say. I got the 49ers here to win.
I could respect it, man. I could dig it.
Then we got one of the closer games on the slate. The Colts are 4 point dogs at home. Joe Flacco will get the start again, taking on the Buffalo Bills, 7-2. This was a 6 point spread, I believe, when it opened, or 5.5, and now it's all the way down to 4. So a lot of people coming in thinking the Colts will at least keep it close, potentially could win this game. They are the home dog here right now.
I mean, this is where the Bills flex their muscle. They just played a really tight game last week against the Dolphins. So we don't know what they are. But we know that Tyler Bass can kick 60-yard field goals to get the game going. And we know that they can beat a team that gets a lot of unnecessary penalties. So if you want everybody to think that you're a championship contender, these are kind of the games you kind of have to walk in and beat that ass and don't let it be close. That's easier said than done. Last week they let the running back committee in Miami run all over them. So I'm expecting Jonathan Taylor to get off, especially after not having a good game last week. So even with that being said, Josh Allen and the Bills should hold it down, cover the 4. But what you think?
The Colts defense is one of those defenses that make big plays. Like last week, they could say scored a touchdown, fumble recovery, and that's just something that kind of worries me with this Bills because like the Bills are the better team. The Bills should win. but I wouldn't be shocked if like they Kenny Moore or one of the Buckner gets like a fucking pick six or fumble recovery touchdown. Force a couple turnovers, and then if Jonathan Taylor just bounces back, this could be a close game because our running attack did really good against them, and Jonathan Taylor's coming off his worst performance I think ever as a starter,
Mhm.
and he's definitely gonna be looking to bounce back. But I just don't know if I can really pick the Colts. Like they're one of those teams where I like, am I gonna be okay with picking them? And then I see their offense only put up 200 fucking yards, and then everyone's like Joe Flacco doesn't look like Joe Flacco. I'm gonna take the Bills here, but I would be worried about the Colts defense making a big play or Jonathan Taylor just having a fucking day against this Bills team.
Yeah, for sure.
And then our last 1 o'clock game, we got the battle of the rookie quarterbacks. Caleb Williams taking on Drake May. Bears are a 6 point favorite at home, rightfully so, taking on this Patriot squad, who they lost last week in overtime against the Titans, but everyone remembers the big play by Drake May.
Oh yeah, that shit was fun. I mean, they showed fight and they showed resilience in that game against the Titans. The Bears have a good defense, so they should win this game. The Bears have a really good offense when they're rolling and they're figuring their things out. I think the Patriots showed that Mason Rudolph and the boys could get off on them. So the Bears should find different holes in their zones and find ways to move the ball down the field. So I'm going to take the Bears. But if the Bears lose this game, him and Caleb Williams, evil foods with Caleb Williams are some frauds. And I think that's when there's gonna be a lot of like turmoil over there in Chicago because I went from a promising team to building to a team that loses to other shitty teams.
Yeah, they were putting away together some wins. They were in the playoff picture. Now they've lost back to back. Bad losses too. The Hail Mary, and then the Cardinals just fucking throttled them. And there's like the run right before halftime in that same game where everyone's like, that's one of the worst plays ever. Yeah, it's very hot over there. The Patriots, I don't, this is more of as a gut play. Like I just think that the Drake May is going to come in here and just outplay Caleb Williams. I like Drake May. I just think he's the best quarterback here. And the Bears' offensive line is hurt. They're down four offensive linemen.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, like that's why it goes hand in hand with why the offense has kind of slowed down a little bit more too. Like, yeah, there's still big plays here and there that we see, like a DeAndre Swift touchdown to DJ Moore touchdown, but they can't keep consistent drives because it just. It also goes with Caleb Williams. Like you have hurt offensive linemen, don't hold the ball for 5 or 6 seconds, but he does, and he gets sacked most in the league. I think 52 times right now.
Oh
And
shit.
Patriots defense is still a solid unit that can show up and play. There's going to be a very low scoring game, I think. And if it's going to be low scoring within one drive of each other, at that point, it's a 50-50 game in my eyes. And I'm going to go with the guy who I think is the better quarterback, the best quarterback in this draft, the generational talent, and that's Drake May. Give me the Patriots here. 6 point dog, big dog.
I respect it.
Then, Kev, that's it on the 1 o'clock games. We made it to the 4 o'clock games. First one is the Chargers, 7.5 point favorites at home with the Titans coming to town. You said last week that the Chargers are just going to turn into a team that you're just going to pick and not look back on. Are you sticking with
Oh,
that mantra?
I'm writing them down as we speak.
For I see you write something down. You just automatically just
Oh
lock
yeah,
them in.
immediately. You didn't even need to tell me who they're playing this week.
Yeah,
Chargers locked in.
The Titans are just one of the bad. Like Mason Rudolph and them barely got the win over Drake May and them overtime, but they try to give away that game as much as possible. The Chargers defense has been playing out of their mind. J.K. Dobbins is playing out of their mind. Justin Herbert's secretly playing good.
Even that Quentin Johnson's over here balling.
Yeah, I mean, Ladd McConkey is eating too as a rookie wide receiver. They got in a good spot because they're not paying none. All the people I just named, other than Herbert, they're not paying them shit. Like there's very
Mm.
few people they're paying. They got young talent. They could probably let some of these older aspiring contracts out the door and be in a good spot. Especially got Harbaugh there. Give us the Chargers here at home. 7.5, not big enough. Divisional game, Cowboys 7-point dogs, Kev. Cooper Rush will be starting, taking on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Divisional game. Is Mike McCarthy's job on the line if they get absolutely killed here? Or does Jerry Jones let Mike McCarthy finish the season?
He's gonna let him finish out the season. I feel like he thinks it's good business to keep going. But the Cowboys, I wouldn't say are doomed, but like you got Cooper Rush starting this game. You're going against a divisional rival, and this team just seems like they're only going to lose more and more air. So it's either about to turn to a team of motherfuckers fighting, playing good games to make sure they get all their incentives, or 'cause I don't really see what the Cowboys have going for them this season.
Yeah, and Zeke's in timeout apparently. Zeke doesn't show up for practice or something, so he's not traveling with the team.
He was late for a meeting.
Yeah, oh yeah, there, yeah, but he didn't respond when he got disciplined. Well, I don't know. So that was shit. Zeke's in the doghouse, and then Eagles are the only team with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense right now, according to the metrics. 6-2, kind of crazy that Sirianni was on the hot seat. I think they get. I brought up the Mike McCarthy firing because I think it's potentially real. Like if the Eagles come in here and drop like 42-7. I think there's a legitimate Jerry Jones is a very in the moment doer and talker and sayer, and it just could get ugly here.
I don't remember they let Jason Garrett coach for like 5 seasons.
Yeah, Garrett coached like 3 seasons more than he should have. Eagles should come in here and roll. Then we got here we go. Finally, some games within a field goal of each other. Cardinals, 1.5-point home dogs, taking on the New York Jets, Kev, who need to win every game and can't look back. And the Cardinals are sitting number 1 in the division right now. How are we feeling?
Wow, that's a really nice spread. Cardinals division, Cardinals Jets. I didn't even see that game when I was doing my stuff earlier. Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, the Jets probably have looked their best in a while last week. But at the same time, the Cardinals have kind of been on a tear. And it didn't just come out of nowhere. They both keep fucking people up. So,
Right, fucking the run game. Even Trey Benson's getting involved in the run game.
like, if Robert Saleh was coaching that Jets defense, I think they might have had a better chance defensively. But I don't know if this Jets defense matters as much as it used to.
I mean, the
Even
battle of
with
two
already.
different teams. You got the Cardinals are 4-1 in their last 5, and the Jets are 1-4 in their last 5.
Oh, I appreciate you for that stat. So, yeah, I guess give me Cardinals because I definitely did not know who I was going to pick. Maybe it's because I'm upset. I'm done picking the Jets enough times to be like, I'm not picking the boys.
The Jets did look good last week. They finally won a game last week. Devontae Adams had like 80 yards. Garrett Wilson had like 2 touchdowns, snags out the air. But even then, they didn't look that good. Their defense looked. Give me the Cardinals just because I had Jonathan Gannon as my coach of the year, and this will be a good win for them boys. Home dog too. This is a potential dog opportunity. Then Kev, prime time game, Sunday night football, and we got a good one. We got the Texans as a 3.5-point dog at home taking on the Detroit Lions, 7-1, 6-3, both at top of their division. How are we feeling about this primetime matchup? Are we taking the Texans as the dog here? Are we feeling CJ Stroud or are the Lions just the fucking wagon?
Well, the Lions have been the wagon for a minute. We don't gotta discuss that. But this is a good game. Like we love to get good primetime games. I think the best way to explain it is that the Texans are a team that's kind of been hit in the mouth with the O line trouble they're having and the injuries to their best receivers offensively. And the Lions are the people that punch motherfuckers in the mouth. they've kind of been on a tear and have taken the time to blow out any team that doesn't need to be in their way. So I'm not expecting the Lions to blow them boys out, but I do expect the Lions to keep the momentum going and get a good win against this Texans team. That's
Yeah,
coming off a loss to the Jets.
yeah. The Houston's defense though has kept like every opponent within like 23 points or less in the last 5 weeks. I think they can kind of stop the run game, but the Lions just have so many weapons, like two running backs, a tight end, multiple receivers. Jameson Williams, I believe, is coming back too from his suspension, so the deep threat is back to pair with Amon St. Brown. Where yeah, you can limit the Lions, but even limiting the Lions, I think they still put up 28 points. This offense is just really scary. Defense
Facts.
wise is where if CJ Stroud continues to have these like kind of poor games, then like they should win. But if the defense lets CJ Stroud eat, this could be a fun shootout prime time. I'm gonna go with the Lions though on the road. They could potentially win out for the rest of the season. So 3.5 points is kind of I think a steal.
Mm.
And in our last game, I thought I for a second I thought my team wasn't playing this week. I was a little bit happy. Unfortunately, we got the Dolphins prime time taking on the Rams. Rams at home, 1 point favorite. Dolphins 1 point dog on the road, Kev. And this I this is my last time picking them. Give me give me the Dolphins here. Another week with Tua being healthy. Our run game looked pretty good. The Rams secondary has looked better in previous weeks with a couple turnovers, but it's still a very beatable secondary. Um, or Mike McDaniel's seen Sean McVay being the assistant coach to the 49ers twice a year for at least a couple of years. So he knows how to play against Sean McVay. He knows what to look for. It's gonna be a shootout, I think, because our defense can't stop shit. But I like the Dolphins here. On the road, prime time, must win game, 2-6. Let's go get our third win of the season, boys.
I mean, I respect it. Y'all looked pretty decent last week until you didn't.
Six
Um,
starter.
so I think the Dolphins can come in this game. Their offense can look explosive, and you guys can definitely are in the realm of winning and holding it down from the ballpark. I just don't think I'm gonna pick you guys this week again. Last week I picked the Bills. That was a good idea. I'm gonna take this Rams offense that's been putting things together, figuring things out. I watch this Rams defense and get sick every game because I get to see Jared Verse motherfucking tearing, being a problem and clogging up the whole D line, clogging up the fucking gaps and shit. And I just think we could have picked him with our pick, but we got Michael Penix Jr. That's cool. Kirk
Cool.
Cousins is doing his thing, so we don't want to complain about too many things at the same time. But I'm gonna take this Rams. You know I'm high on them. I picked them to go to the NFC Conference Championship. They just beat the shit out the Seahawks. This is in very very entertaining fashion, very dramatic fashion. Do I expect them to get the field goal block and two interceptions? Yeah, they better. They better because this offense is coming humming. So they want to make my pick look good. I need the Rams to do some miraculous shit.
Yeah, I mean our offense has put up 27 in the last 2 weeks, and we still lost those games. We'll see. It'll be a good. We needed to be split on more games anyway, so we split on the third game there to make at least we got something to break the tie. If we won't end with a tie this week.
Did
So
you
going with
did
the
you
Dolphins,
did you pick the Ravens or the Bengals on Thursday?
Ravens. We both took the Ravens. Then so we picked the whole slate. It's honestly a shorter week because we got 4 teams on a bye right now. Kev, you went 1-0 on your lock last week. Me and you went a combined total 0-5 on our dogs. So
I did.
yeah, we got to turn it
I
around there. How we
I
feeling here with the two locks and the dog?
I mean, gotta lock up the commies.
Okay,
Gotta lock up my Falcons.
okay.
And looking like the Cardinals is my dog. Yeah, let's go dog with the Cardinals.
Actually, I almost took the Cards at my dog. But I'm gonna start it with my dog and the team. This potentially is the only, I think this is the team that I have two wins, both of my dogs as. And it's the Steelers. Two and a half. I know you took the Commies as your lock, but 2.5 point dog here on the road. This defense, Mike Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks. I'm gonna ride the train
I
there.
respect it.
Then for my locks, there's a lot of big spreads. This kind of makes it
Yeah, that's
hard.
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna double dip with the Falcons, but I'm gonna go different for the next one. I just think the Saints are deflated. They're done. Time to ride home with their season. And for my other lock, I'm not gonna go Lions because I do think this Texans game is gonna be close. I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins one last time. This is the last time they'll get it. Mainly because I don't think the Rams beat the Seahawks last week if they don't get the pick six in the end zone for a fucking 100-yard interception. They don't get another red zone interception. Like there was just so much you had to do to go into overtime and beat that Seahawks team. I like us to not make those mistakes, settle and get the points. So give me the Dolphins here. Yep. So wrapping it up, you got the Commies and Falcons. I got the Falcons, Dolphins as our locks, and then the dogs. You got the Cardinals, and I got the Steelers.
Yeah, you pick the Cardinals or the Jets?
I took the Cardinals. That one's gonna be tough though. Now that don't be
Yeah,
shocked
that's
if
gonna
I
be a
make
tough
that
game.
switch. But I'm gonna stick with the Cards right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But all right, guys, appreciate everybody for watching. And once again, if y'all stay tuned, go give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment along the show, give us a comment after the show. Let us know your locks, your dogs, your favorite bets, your favorite picks. I'm one half, Paul Pick and Winham, joining with Kevin, Waterboy Savoy. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.